What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the 112th edition of the Tuesday Track Talk podcast featuring your Three Stones Pit Crew. I am your Jack Mankel.
Yes, man, Cam.
And I'm your tire changer, Cam.
And we have a little bit of a roadmap episode, I guess I would call this, or kind of a crazy episode in terms of thinking about all of the driver changes and crew changes and series changes. We're going to kind of tie up the news section from the year and put them into chunks that you can digest them a little bit. So we're just going to kind of talk about what those pairings of crew chiefs and drivers and changes and teams and what that all looks like, and maybe even talk a little expectations for a few of those camps. So we'll cover everything from NASCAR to dirt late models to sprint cars. So that's what's on tap for the episode. Before we get going, fellas, it's been 2 weeks now. So how are we?
Pretty good. Had a good Christmas. I don't know what you guys all got for the old white stuff that falls from the sky they call snow, but I've shoveled more this year than I have in the past 3 years combined. So,
Whoa, how does that work?
well, I mean,
Well, you see, last couple of years, he hasn't done it. He's let his roommate do it.
or we had a
This year-
landlord
this
that's
year-
done it as well. We also
This
got
year,
more snow this year than we have in the past 3 years combined.
he decided to grab a shovel for once.
Yeah, I've shoveled three times in the past 24 hours.
Apparently not in the lease agreement.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading that thing wrong then if that's the case.
Yeah.
But
No,
no,
it's good.
we had 9 inches of snow up here in the past 24 hours.
Wow. We got probably 4 down here in the southwest corner. We got probably 4, but until yesterday it was mid 40s. So we really had nothing until then. So we can kind of grumble about it a little bit, and it's cooled off a little bit. It's gonna be cold here in the next couple of days, but we've really been lucky. I mean, on Christmas Day down here it was 48 degrees. So really can't grumble about the weather too much. So what do you got?
Oh,
And then
me?
obviously,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Central Wisconsin probably. I don't think quite 9. I would say probably in like that 5 to 7 range. So, but yeah, honestly, it was wild yesterday, just because it was like warm and it was like pouring rain, like pouring rain. And then like as the temperature just got dropped, it just went from pouring rain to pouring white. But yeah, coming back to the podcast, overweight and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. Changes the setup a little bit when you got a little more left side weight in it. So let's go ahead and jump into, we're going to cover the news and then we'll talk basically silly season stuff. So let's go ahead and fire through the news. I actually got a fair amount of stuff here, and then we'll talk silly season. So fire away.
yeah, so mine's gonna be pretty short here. Kind of stemming off of the Sprint Car Council that came up, I believe, a couple weeks ago. High Limit in the All-Star Circuit of Champs, mainly Brad Sweet mentioning this. They're going to have some sanctioned races this year, which isn't super surprising, just with Flo's involvement and everything, and kind of how High Limit's been working with other teams, and Brad Sweet really taking over as or really diving into the behind the scenes thing of sprint car racing. So that's not really a surprising thing to see. Hopefully it just boosts obviously High Limit even farther than where it's at now, but brings the All-Star Circuit champs in what is now their second year back up to full strength again. So looking forward to that pairing. This news came out recently, but is going to be put into effect here pretty quick as well as we get closer to the Chili Bowl week. The 2026 Chili Bowl got extended back to 55 laps after it was a 40 lap race last year. This mainly comes after it was seen that tires are holding up very well and track conditions were held up very well as well to bring it back to 55 laps. Most notably, Matt Weaver kind of spearheaded this where he had mentioned it in one of his posts and one of his articles. And then shortly after, Chili Bowl announced that it was back to 55 laps, and Matt just pretty was like, huh, timing was pretty cool, pretty much a coincidence there. So pretty cool deal there. And then finally, Coles County has agreed to a multi-year deal with Flow Racing to broadcast all of their events for this year. So Flow Racing just adding another feather in their cap as far as things that they're got their hands on. And tell you what, they're really becoming powerhouse when it comes to broadcasting deal and really getting your money's worth out of a subscription. So
Money's worth for your subscriber and great exposure for your weekly guy.
yep, 100%.
I'll hop in here and take this next chunk. Tanner Gray and Gio Ruggiero both will return to Tricon in 2026. So some more seats being filled in the Craftsman Truck Series. Big Machine Records announces Patrick, is it Staropoli, will drive the number 48 next season. The eye surgeon made eight starts last year. So that guy sees things from a different perspective or a different lens. Hettinger Racing will compete in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series full-time in 2026 with Ford and Roush Yates engines backing. Drivers and sponsors both to be determined on that. So that just adds to the O'Reillys, which we'll talk about here. Feels like all but a few rides have stayed the same for teams since last year. So chaotic off season for them already. Recently announced here, 14-year-old Rodney Dowlis Jr. Will be in the late model in the 25 for Rackley War. We are going to make the assumption it's the Pro Late.
Yeah, I think so. They've been kind of ambiguous about the late model thing.
Yeah, it's just late models, all they've been saying.
Yeah.
So we're going to make that assumption that he will be hopping behind the wheel of the Pro Late model. And then along with that, somebody who I guess we didn't really realize was jobless, or he hasn't announced his stuff. William Swalich will be back to Rackley War for a partial schedule in 2026 as well. And then lastly, in the most shocking development, Keelan Harvick will return to KHI Rackley, the number 62 in 2026. Surprise, surprise.
Didn't see that coming.
I want to touch on the Swash one real quick. Just with Rackley being a mainly Chevy program and Swash being a Toyota guy, that's just kind of odd.
Yeah, he hasn't announced anything at all. So this is like the first announcement that they made for him, kind of.
And he's still listed on Joe Gibbs' website as a driver. So I don't know. Take it for what you feel like it's worth.
Yeah, interesting. All right, jumping into some asphalt late model news. Casey Roderick back full-time ASA Stars National Tour Racing. He joins Rhett Jones Racing for the full ASA Stars season for next year. Speaking of the ASA Stars National Tour, their Platinum program, which they debuted last year, that will return for 2026. So teams can join that Platinum program and kind of get in on the benefits of being one of their signed on full-time Platinum members for that program. And then the IHRA, which we kind of talked about with their national tour and their $2 million points fund and kind of the deal that they're working on. They have acquired Memphis Motorsports Park and along with the coinciding drag strip. Um, so they are investing heavily into motorsports collectively, from boat racing to now
Drag
asphalt late
racing
model
and
racing to drag racing to tractor pulling to good Lord, they have their fingers in everything.
it
So
kind of popped out of nowhere.
or just all of a sudden they were just there, and it's like there's one move after another. So I mean, good to see potentially another racetrack opening.
Yep.
I mean, we'll see how the series thing plays out, but it could be a racetrack revival in the future. I hope so.
Yeah.
So we'll see. One tidbit of dirt late model news, if you've kind of following along, obviously Josh Rice headed over to the JRR Motorsports camp. They found their crew chief. They will nab Randall Edwards. So like he spent last season with Carson Brown on the dirt. He comes over to JRR. Their schedules to be determined yet in terms of which tour they will follow. I would guess most likely Lucas Oils. That's kind of what they traditionally have followed. But um, I believe that his nickname is Cheeseburger Eddie, is what they call him. So he's been with some pretty infamous drivers, Turbo, Brandon Shepard as well. So he's very well renowned in terms of his late model crew chiefing. All right, this is the part that we have to do this because it is news, but this is the section of the day that is not the funnest to have to do this. In lighter-ish news for this section, which is sad, Brad K breaks his leg skiing. He's on the mend, hopes to be ready for Daytona.
Is it just me, or is there always at least one driver that has an injury during the off season?
And it's always skiing or snowboarding.
Yep.
Why can we not get away from this? Don't go skiing or snowboarding, Chase Elliott. Like, come on, guys. It's
And
not hard.
Brad is I trust Brad is thinking and everything like that, but he ain't no spring chicken either.
You took the words of my mouth. He ain't no young guy no more either. So I don't know. All right,
At
last two.
least he'll be back for Daytona. Like that's
Yeah, that's what they say. So we'll see. All right, last two. These are going to be the not fun ones to have to kind of deliver, discuss, however you want to think about it. This happened last night, so 12, 28, 25, December 28th. There was a house fire at a property owned by Denny Hamlin, basically a property company that he owns. Um, Basically, the report said there were a couple of people at the house. They were both be able to get out. In lieu of the house, basically they saved some classic cars and racing memorabilia, so you had to know it was a racing family. As of the last half an hour or so, it has been confirmed that Denny's father has passed away. And his mother has been transported to a burn center or burn unit as she is in critical condition. So, and we had kind of talked about this before we had started. Obviously, Denny had made it known that his father's health was not good. He was kind of taking every chance to spend time with his dad, try to win as many things as he could while his dad was still around. And this kind of the unexpected can take a turn for the worse, and unfortunately, this has. So, there's just the racing world has been taking a beating the last week here, and it's one after another. We got to get back to the racetrack here to have a little positivity, I think. And then the last one, it was just over a week ago as well. Obviously, Greg Biffle, well known for his hurricane relief efforts. His now connection with Cletus McFarland to get him going in the ARCA deal. And he was a hell of a driver himself. He won 19 cup races.
won an Xfinity and Truck Championship.
He had the single season wins record for the Truck Series for a while until Heim broke it. His airplane accident took the lives of 7 people, him, his wife, his 2 young children. one of his best friends, and then it was two other licensed individuals that were with him. So, obviously, with NTSB taking over the investigation and how that all operates, the final report won't be out for 12 to 18 months. So, there's speculation, there's rumors. It's just let's let the investigation do that thing. And when that comes out, we will have confirmation as to what that situation entails. So, just unfortunately, his entire family is no longer with us. So,
Yeah. It's been a rough December for the NASCAR community, along with those two, and then Michael Annett passing at the beginning of the month as well.
yeah, yeah, it's been a rough month in November for the racing world. So, it will be good to see Daytona in February.
Yep.
So, that's what we got for news this week. All right, so we kind of discussing what we were thinking about doing with this episode. Long and the short of it, every week we throw this news section at you and we go, oh, we got driver changes and crew chief changes and series changes. And long and the short of what we're going to do here today is we're going to kind of go series by series or discipline by discipline. And we're going to kind of give you some snippets of the big time moves that have happened in terms of changes. Maybe talk a little expectations with a couple of them, but we're going to kind of give you some light into every week we get this random section of news that we think is important. And we're going to just tie it all together in one episode, which this can change. But we are going to tie it all together in one episode and just break it down. Cup O'Reilly Truck Series. Then we'll go to the dirt. In as crazy as it is, the asphalt late model side of things is very quiet. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and rip through these and we'll go kind of series by series and we'll go from there and kind of see in lieu of some of the changes and what that expectation looks like. So, I think the shortest list is the Cup Series. We might as well just start there, I think.
Yeah. It's more of is the and it there's really no open rides,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more of a what's going to happen with 2311's extra car. Does RFK keep going, add another car? It's just it's more stemming off of this charter deal,
Yeah.
and the big question mark around that is Corey Heim. What's he gonna do? Um,
Obviously out at Tricon.
yeah. The only if we're looking specifically at Toyotas, the only one that's really available, does Tricon make a jump into the Cup Series? They ran the 500 last year, which you could say maybe they got help from Joe Gibbs or 2311. And then speaking
Yeah.
of the 2311, that 67 that's always been ran. Does Legacy Motor Club put in another car, right? Like
Yeah.
you just don't know, right? So that's the big one there.
And really the only like that's the biggest question mark because he has just been such a dominant figure, especially in the truck series. He's kind of been the next big deal, right? When we
Yep.
look at these like the up and comers, he's been that. He's been the guy that everyone's kept their eye on. Outside of that, there really has only been two changes.
Yep. Daniel Suarez going to Spire.
Yep, to drive the seven.
Yep. And then Connor Zilic coming into uh Trackhouse.
Yep, to run the 88. So I mean, in terms of the driver changes, really, there's that aspect has been fairly quiet this season.
You had a couple of crew chief changes mixed into there too. Um, Nothing that's been, blockbuster by any means.
Yep.
Haas factory team goes over to Chevy instead of Ford. Shane Van Gisbergen goes to 97 instead of the 88. Like, it's just been quiet.
Yep. But you know what that means? In the next year or
Kind
two,
of
it's going to go nuclear.
Yep. I was going to say, I don't know where we want to dive into this, and this could put this in the Craftsman Truck Series section. But the whole Heim thing is just kind of head scratching. If I'm going to be honest, that we're at this point of the year and he hasn't really, unless I missed something, hasn't announced anything.
No,
Quiet.
there's
and
nothing.
you're coming off of, I think you can say the most dominant truck year, start to finish, we've ever seen.
Yep.
And I mean, really, it was not even close. And so I guess that's head scratching.
Just kind of makes you wonder if the charter deal with the lawsuit changed that outcome at all. Was somebody willing to pay $50 million, but now that they're evergreen charters do not want to pay $100 million, right? Like that can change that, but boy, oh boy, it just seems like that is a tough spot to be for him right now.
And I would feel like, and I would think that with the, you don't know how that's going to turn out. You would have a backup plan, whether it's Heim's got a backup plan, 2311 saying, hey, if this doesn't happen, here's what we're thinking we're going to do with you. You know, run this team for a year type of thing while we get things figured out. Like,
Yep.
just you'd think there'd be a backup plan, but it just, it wasn't there.
Quiet. I mean, they've kind of worked with, well, I shouldn't say kind of, they've had an affiliation with Joe Gibbs to a certain degree, with Hamlin being a driver for them and owning and racing and doing that whole deal. But speak of that O'Reilly series, good luck keeping track of what is going on in that series. You think about it, right? Like we talk about Sawalich not really having much going on. He did some races for Joe Gibbs. Does that look like a potential landing spot for Heim? Do those two, are they splitting time in a potential O'Reilly's car, right? Like, I just.
Does Heim want to do, part time?
My gut feeling would be no.
I mean, I'm going through the uh driver and team lineups here, courtesy of J-Ski. Thank God that they're putting this information together, because goddamn, um, I mean, there's just no, like, Toyota's very scarce just overall in the O'Reilly's series.
They're kind of scarce everywhere, to be
It's a
honest.
Chevy, well, correct. It's a Chevy dominated series. So I don't know.
He is the biggest question mark of the offseason, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Hands down.
100%.
You'd have told me New Year's Day, or we're not quite there, but I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say we've come as far to say New Year's Day he doesn't have his plan solidified. I'd have told you you're crazy.
Yep.
And here we are.
Yep.
So
Easily the man of the three series.
yeah. For sure.
And he's dipped his toes in that 67, so and he has ran well in it, or at least respectable.
And he is the 2311 development driver.
Yeah, he is contracted with them technically.
So, and I guess doesn't fix the void of 2026 what he's going to do, but you have to figure that 35 team. He didn't set the world on fire on his rookie campaign. But I don't know if this is, well, so this is, I love going to Reddit. Reddit's where you learn the good stuff.
Oh my God. Just lost a little street cred, but go ahead.
Yeah. And this is under the thread that it's truly sad that after a dominant season Corey Heim has had, he probably won't be racing full-time in any series next season. And it brings up Riley Herbst. And it says Riley's dad owns half of that 35 charter, so Riley isn't going anywhere.
Ha!
Ooh. Ooh.
That, yeah.
Riley brings too much money. He won't be leaving anytime soon. Riley's dad owns that charter via his family. So there's a little plot twist. Asterisk, this we are reading this from Reddit.
Kiss that opportunity locked
That
up.
is, it's from Bike Impressive 2062, and
Dude,
unfortunate Ham that has given us those.
Stop.
So
You could have left the names out of there.
all right.
Oh man, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean that's I would say that's obviously the biggest surprise that we're seeing so far.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And for the record, at least according to Jayski, Herbst is signed through 2026.
So he's got another season.
Correct.
I don't know. I don't know if you're Heim. Are you frustrated?
Oh, absolutely. Like,
What is the sense of urgency now? I don't know. It's the sense of I don't know that necessarily it's a sense of urgency, but like he's had such a dominant year. It's like, okay, how hard are you gonna push on other teams to drive for them if it's not the opportunity that you're looking for? Right? Obviously, Heim is gonna want to go in and he's gonna want to have equipment to win races. So he's not just gonna drive for anybody.
yeah. But
So
it's again with him having the not a guarantee by any means, but just the benefit of being assigned as a 2311 development driver, you kind of got a little bit of freedom just to kind of bide your time for a year,
yeah.
knowing that there's an opportunity looming.
Yeah. Or potentially a charter and a full-time ride.
Correct. So yeah, that's the weird one.
Yeah. So that's kind of the touch on the truck series or on the Cup series. Let's go down to the O'Reilly series as we
Try to.
try to. Yeah. And I mean, good luck keeping track of this because you got guys driving full time, but they're driving for two different teams and it's all over the place. So we've got, I don't know, 8 of them here, 6, 8, 10 of them we're just going to kind of touch on. And I think these are the big storylines in terms of guys moving up or guys running for championships or full-time rides that we're kind of keeping an eye on outside of your series vets or regulars that you expect to be up front every week. So where do you want to start with this bunch that we got here?
I'm gonna throw one in here because we kind of talk about another guy that's a really big question marks as far as how this individual doesn't have a ride. And this kind of also opens up the can of worms that is big machine racing. Nick Sanchez not being without a ride now after one confirming that he'd be back with Big Machine, and then all of a sudden just, oh hey, he won't be back with Big Machine, and then we sign the aforementioned Patrick Star-Opley to the team.
Yep.
Just a weird chain of events there.
And have we haven't heard any follow up outside of the parting?
No, that's it.
Quiet. Gone quiet. They won a race last year.
Yeah.
They won a race last year. I got to say this because this is wild, and I don't know if this is that scenario, but I'm just going to say it. Racing is, at least at that level, is one of the sports that the C and the B and C and E teams and D teams can have less talent but buy a ride.
So
Could
I'm
you
gonna
imagine? Could you imagine your fourth string quarterback going, "Hey, here's 100 grand. I want to play."
yep.
I don't know if this is the case, but the more I think about that, it is wild to think
So,
that that could be the case.
so I'm gonna really jog your noggin here. So again, I thank J Ski for this information.
Yep.
So they have driver, sponsor, crew chief.
Yep.
Right? So driver's obviously Pat. Sponsor, and I'm gonna botch this like no other, but it's Syvorv, Syvorvi, something like that.
Okay. Did he
Either
look?
way, I looked it up. I
He
already,
owns,
I already took
doesn't
care of that for you.
he? Okay, go ahead.
This is a prescription eye injection thing for
Pat
a
Pitt.
driver that is an eye surgeon.
See, that's
I'm gonna I'll let you take that information as you see fit.
2 and 2 is 4, is what I'm telling you.
So yeah, I just throwing that out there. So
Yeah.
and I liked what Big Machine was doing, like bringing in Parker Kligerman for the time that they were there, and like they were just one of those like, oh yeah, they're doing good, like
Yeah.
those good field teams, and it's just like you got to take the money when it's there. Don't get me wrong, but
At what cost?
yeah, exactly.
So that ride is obviously spoken for full time for the season. Speak of a guy that's kind of bounced around a little bit, and I'd be curious to see kind of what Parker Retzloff.
Yeah,
I think the big stain for him is that cup race that he ran and tried to win that damn cup race and pushed another manufacturer to the win, and I think that kind of hurt him. But the kid's decent in the O'Reilly series.
yep,
And I think the biggest thing for him, which, whether people look at it, is there's always two pieces to the equation, or you could say three: driver, equipment, and crew. And you have drivers who drive their equipment who are I should say, they're in below average or average equipment, but they can drive the car to finish it like it's above average equipment.
Mm.
Or there's guys that are in above average equipment and they can't. Josh Williams, prime example, gets in good equipment and can't drive it. Retzloff is somebody who I feel like, with Jordan Anderson and all of his rides he's been in average or below average equipment, but he finds a way to finish well every single time.
yep,
And Retzloff is never somebody that, he's a Wisconsin boy. We got to claim him. Pride and joy, Rylander, Wisconsin. Do you guys know that or no?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. From Ryan,
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to claim him. Don't know where he came from, but we got to claim him.
I remember him running Bandoleros at Lhasa.
We had a
But
couple Truck Series starts too, I
Yeah,
think.
made a handful of those.
and from the other perspective, somebody who we unfortunately have to claim, who's always in the news for something, is Sam Mayer. Two different ends of the spectrum. Retzloff is always in what feels like average or below average, and drives equipment, keeps it clean, finishes well, does things the right way. And
Yep.
yeah, it just is. I guess it's somebody that not because he's from Wisconsin, but it's just somebody that it's like you want to root for. A little bit of the underdog story, and That whole
You got
thing
to
about
remember,
him going for a win just makes me
Yep.
so upset. Um,
you got to remember,
what that
Red
would have
Sox,
done for his career, like would have changed the entire trajectory of his career, and to get blackmailed the way he did for yeah.
you got to remember, Retzloff has a fairly veteranish teammate in Anthony Alfredo.
Yep.
Dude, Alfredo's the sim god.
I mean, he kind of.
Dude wipes is always turning laps on the sim rig.
But he has a veteran-ish teammate in Alfredo. Alfredo's been around long enough to be able to offer some reasonable advice. So I just,
Yep.
As much sim time as he spends, he should be able to. Hey, you got this. iRacing, it's 2 clicks on the left front.
so it says. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, obviously we've mentioned it. The kid can drive a race car. He's got experience in the O'Reilly series. Like he's been there for what is this, his fourth or fifth year now?
Fourth for sure.
So he's got experience in the series. So be curious to see what he can do with that team.
Yep.
So
Um, I want to jump in real quick. I figure we just might as well knock out two obvious ones.
you know,
Corey Day full time at Hendrick Motorsports in that 17,
yep.
and then Brent Cruz full time in the 19 for Joe Gibbs. Like those are, yep. Could have
Was
figured that out a year ago.
Remind me, was Brent Cruz the one that put together that 70 truck?
Yes.
He put
Yes.
together that truck team and then they ran what, two races and then that piddled out and now he's driving for someone.
Well,
Safe.
Brent Cruz was part time for Gibbs last year, anyways.
I mean, yeah, but like, is that a little bit of a safety net question mark?
I don't know.
If you can do it, I mean, fuck it, why not?
Yeah,
You always
but
got a job when you own the team.
yeah, but
Hopefully.
I of those two, like Brent Cruz, I think is a very good driver. I am really, really intrigued with Corey Day, just with obviously his sprint car background and Carl Larson giving him a ton of hype and Hendrick now really diving into the O'Reilly series a lot heavier than what he has in years past. Like he's got a
Dive,
full-time car in that sucker now.
diving in. Bro, Hendrick he jumped off the deep end and said, I'll just buy the whole season.
Yeah. So
I don't. Hendrick is, I mean, and this might be the Larson effect. Hendrick is all in on Corey Day.
oh, absolutely. And you know what? Again, with me kind of like really digging into the sprint car scene a lot, like I am all for it. Dude is,
Hey, December 28th, a day ago, he got the provisional because they didn't put stickers on the race car to get into that race at Perth, and he went 28th to 2.
yeah, dude, and he's the guy that lives or dies by the High Line.
Oh,
not,
now,
not to be almost quite literally.
this is true. Now, I will say there is going to be some learning moments for him.
Oh, 100%.
He's going to rough somebody up and he's going to get a talking to and somebody's going to make his life hard. We have to remember he is still young. He is still also new to the asphalt side of things.
Yes.
So,
And a
is he
full
going to
season of that.
correct? Is he going to see success? I'm definitely not going to say no. There are going to be moments where he's going to struggle. We have to remind ourselves he is still young.
Yep.
Talented but young is kind of the Corey Day that we know on the asphalt side of things. Sprint car, we know what we're getting with him every single time out.
Yep.
Asphalt, he is young, so there's going to be some learning moments for him. Cruz, he'll be decent. I talented behind the wheel. Obviously with the backing of Joe Gibbs, good camp. He'll have he'll overall have a successful season, I think.
Yep.
So I'd expect those two to be pretty successful in the coming season.
Yep. Um, Really, we got two more big ones that I think we want to touch on, and I'll pose this one to you guys, just kind of a what's the expectation here or what's your feelings? Raja Cruz, split ride between Jordan Anderson and Junior Motorsports that ultimately will get him a full season. Just thoughts.
I don't know. Quapple's in the same boat. It's hard to keep track of. Quapple's splitting rides too to get a full season together.
Yep.
It's a unique way to go about it, but if you want to run for a championship, that's what you got to do. Junior Motorsports ride dollar amount is at a different dollar amount than these other camps. I get it.
And ultimately, you just want to hope that you're in the good car, right?
Jordan Anderson can get Rajah to come run his cars and go, so how do we measure up?
Yep. And what information can you bring over?
You ran his stuff last week. What do we need to know? Where do we need to be better? Is it making adjustments? Is it setups? Is it what is it? Where can we get better? I mean, yes, equipment is going to be a little different, but again, that's a case of can you make average equipment better than average?
Yep.
We'll see. So, yeah, I got to see how the season plays out to really know how I feel about splitting rides to get a full season. I want to see it play out.
Yep. Fair enough.
Overall, I don't I don't like it, but it's a product of the environment that we're in right now. Everybody knows that this is you got to if you're going to run full time, you got to bring mucho dinero to the table, and it's just a product of the environment. Some of these guys don't have it, and so for them, I mean, you have to, for them, you have to because you got to continue to put yourself on TV, be in the seat, and be able to run well. But then it also, I don't. Obviously, they're in the buildings and stuff like that, but I'm a big proponent of the team chemistry, being able to do it week in, week out, get yourself in a rhythm, and this, in and out of the seat can 3 steps forward, 1 step back. Take 3 more forward, take 2 steps back, in and out of the seat. So, tricky situation to be in, but like I said, as a driver, you have to be in the seat to be able to have a chance to win and put yourself on a map for a full-time ride in the following year. So we'll see how it goes.
I will be tracking that. You have to remember because I don't get the CW. I won't be watching it. I'll be tracking it. Bunch of crap. Yup. So kind of talking about that junior motorsports camp a little bit, we talk about it, and I think kind of one of the bigger moves of the offseason when we talk about crew chief moves, let's talk about junior motorsports pulling Rodney Childers. So he's going to add the aforementioned Quapple. He's going to crew chief for him and Zilich on that car for the 2026 season. I'm going to go on a limb and say very, very underrated hire for junior motorsports.
Dangerous hire.
They're going to sneak up on people in a hurry.
On a program that's already pretty stout.
Junior motorsports has got good equipment. Not saying the guy they had calling the shots wasn't brilliant. Childers has, you want to talk experience. Childers has experience.
Yep. And Junior Motorsports is going to welcome him and let Childers do his thing, and Childers is going to get what he wants out of that program.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Here's your team. Have at her, buddy.
Let us know if you need anything.
Yep. And the rest will take care of itself.
Yep.
Yeah, that group is going to be dangerous.
Yep. Now I am seeing like I remember when this first came up that yeah, I was gonna be split between Quaffle and Zillich, and I could have sworn there was a one point in time where sponsorship was found for Quaffle to run full time.
He is. He's running full time with another team.
But I don't see his name popping up anywhere else on here, and I just don't know
Where
where
was
that
he?
is.
Wait.
And that's where the confusion comes in. Now, here's the thing though. That 88 again is part-time with Raja Kruth in that car. And Junior Motorsports has brought that number 9 out every once in a while as well, too. So I
Yep.
feel like if it comes down to it, there Quaffle will get his full-time deal one shape or another, one way or another. So will Connor Zilic in his part-time deal in one way or another.
Yep.
It's just
No.
the numbers might be different. But it'll be in a junior motorsports capacity, I feel. Because I like even if we go back on our news, that news dropped on 10/29. So I'm gonna see. Oh God.
10/29. Okay, gotcha. I'm doing a little digging myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this ain't gonna help me, but this trying to find it in our spreadsheet here. Yeah, here we go. So episode 106.
That've been 7, 8 weeks ago or so.
Yep.
Well, what do you got? Talk to me.
So on that episode, we put on our notes here. Quaffle will run full time in what we thought was Xfinity Series at the time, but is the O'Reilly Series. Was previously announced that it was a split seat with Zillich. Sounds like he'll drive for someone else in junior motorsports prepared cars. But that someone else was never announced, which makes me think it'll be junior motorsports cars just with that either that 9 or that 88. In my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that. Junior's brought on a few new marketing partners.
Correct. So again, take that for what you feel like it's worth.
One of our drivers at Junior Motorsports, and we were talking on the podcast earlier today, and the fact that what we'll reach here about your greatest next year.
Sounds like you got a podcast up.
I don't know. A lot of people were curious when we made the announcement that you and Connor were going to share a car. They're worried. Hey, why are you not running full time? We've been working really hard over the last couple of weeks trying to put together all of these.
Yeah, I'm listening here. Just give me a couple seconds here to fill the void, and I will.
All right. So I mean, otherwise that's all the O'Reilly's stuff that we got on. And again, we
Big
can't
ones.
cover everything, but J Skis is a good one there.
Winning races meant that we would possibly be.
I'm taking a quick page to see if there's any other big ones that we kind of missed. Harrison Burton going to the Sam Hunt Racing team for 26.
Full-time season this year is going to really help us the next year, but winter race bingo. Once we get beyond Phoenix, we'll have more information.
Oh, it just Junior just said once we get beyond Phoenix, we'll start to talk about those remaining races look like. So,
Yeah.
all right. You said you were talking truck series?
Yeah, might as well jump over to it. I think the one big one, and this kind of loops into the O'Reilly's thing as well. Colleague dumping all their Xfinity rides and going truck racing.
Yep. Justin Haley, Brendan Queen, Daniel Dye. They have not announced the 14 yet, and then they have that free agent truck.
Yep.
I have no words.
Confused. That's the word I got.
I mean,
think they know. I don't think they know what direction they're going.
but they didn't want to keep Eckes around apparently,
which is
Because
surprising.
Eckes went over to the McAnally team.
He was gone for 1 year and he went back. You guys aren't going to like when I say this. I think they might have the best truck camp next year.
McAnally?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say the only one that I could see just halfway competing would have been the ThorSport group
Right. It's going to be between them and ThorSport.
or Tricon.
We'll see. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Tricon is going to be a 1-ish, give or take, operation with that.
Yep. Because their number one truck still hasn't been announced, which that was a rotating seat. Speaking of Tricon, they've got 2026 plans for the number 5 is unknown.
Which
They got
was
Honeycutt in that 11.
Yep.
Tanner Gray that we just announced was returning in that 15, and then Rosario in that 17.
So they got three pretty decent
Confirmed.
guys. When I look at it,
Rackley War hasn't decided if they're bringing they're racing again yet with Dawson Sutton.
they've confirmed that.
Oh, I guess I missed that then.
That one Sutton posted that somewhere.
Got it. You got the front row team with Riggs returning and Chandler Smith returning.
The only question I have in that was the right hire.
Yep.
I mean that it all goes back to the ARCA race with that guy put that sticker on the quarter panel. It says 1-800 call for help if you've been righted.
Yeah.
NASCAR made him take the sticker off. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like when you look at that, Hemrick, Ankrum, and Eckes, those are 3 guys that Ankrum was in the final 4. Eckes can put himself in the final 4.
Yep.
I think Honeycutt at Tricon is going to be really good.
Yep.
You know, looking what he did with Friesen's truck last year, I think he'll be really solid.
Absolutely. Yeah. Talk about a guy that, in all honesty, deserved that ride.
Yep. Colleague, I don't even know what to think because you got a Cup driver and 2 Xfinity guys. Well, Brendan Queen really has, 2 truck starts? 2 or 3? He ran Wilkesboro and a couple, I think he maybe ran Charlotte, but Dye was a BMR guy or a McAnally guy before coming over to college, so he's got truck experience, but I don't know what to make of that camp. On top of them being with Ram now.
Yep. And if we want to jump back to the ThorSport camp, I'm just verifying something here real quick. So ThorSport's notorious for not announcing what their plans are till like the week before Daytona. The only confirmed one is that Majeski.
Yep.
In the Menards 88 taking over for Crafton. It's not been confirmed if Rhodes is coming back, if Garcia is coming back, and you got 2 trucks in the 66 and the 98 that you just don't know what's going on.
Dark. Completely in the dark.
So yeah.
Hold your tongue on ThorSport. We're working behind the scenes. Hard at work.
Oh boy.
Spire. It's another one that you don't know about.
Yeah, they are. They have,
Honestly, if there's one where there's just a lot of unknown, your truck series.
yeah,
You got your Cup, which is pretty solidified. You have your O'Reillys, which was all over the goddamn place.
and the truck series is
Nothing.
quiet. It's honestly quiet right now.
There's nothing.
There's really been no news of late either.
No. It's kind of looking like, are we gonna have full fields next year? Like, what's going on here, fellas?
You're gonna be sending O'Reilly's cars home weekly, but we won't have enough trucks to fill the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I don't there's and then you can go to Nice and talk
Oh
about
shit, I forgot about them.
what they got going on.
which is never anything much.
I mean, yeah,
They're
you
not-
are correct.
Yeah.
The most news that the most relevant they'll be is announcing their driver lineup
So
prior
the
to the
only
year, and then
I thought they had more than just Tyler Reef figured out.
Bailey Curry, I think.
But that was on a
Whoa.
that was on a part-time deal, wasn't it?
Let me pull up their social media.
That's me and you are on the same wavelength there.
I felt like I thought I heard them confirm the Bailey Curry deal. See, when you search Nice Motorsports, the Majeski picture shouldn't be the first thing that comes up.
Yikes.
It's from 6 years ago.
Yeah, here you go. So first one, Parker Eatman is on a part-time schedule.
Oh, you know who else they got in there?
Landon Lewis.
Landon Lewis. And then you know who else they hired to race for them for a couple races?
Connor Jones.
The weapon Connor Jones. Yep.
He's in that 42. All of them guys are in that 42.
Jesus. So what is so Tyler Reef is the anchor driver of the 42, so he'll run the majority of the races.
So everybody's running the 42 on a part-time schedule.
So what are we doing with is the 44 not running?
Is anything running? Because you got the 42, the 44, and the 45. I am so confused. There
You
is
gotta remember, they had a 41 that ran at Phoenix too, by the way. 41, 42, 44, 45.
yeah. There's literally nothing. Again, we just go back to the point of there is nothing figured out for the truck series.
and I feel like for the most part, that is the series that usually, like, I feel like they're always announcing rides coming right up to the season.
Yep. Buddy, man, I don't know.
Well, Matt Mills is sharing a bunch of their stuff. Hold on. He's not even in our news section in the entire sheet. What?
Let's do this.
Man, got a lot of head scratching going on there. They shared a picture on their social media November 13th. There's one truck in the picture. There's 9 different drivers.
Wait, what day?
on November 13th. It was just like a thank you to us sponsor.
Oh, sure.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different drivers. I don't know. And to be honest, and Corey LaJoie's made it known he won't drive in the truck series. So,
Well,
oh yeah, well, I guess the other one we did confirm. Well, no, dude, I'm so confused.
again, I would say just the truck series is all kinds of just empty, and quiet, and weird.
I mean, you look at this. I'm looking at 1, 2. The first 3 things are plans unknown.
Yep.
Tricon 1, Young's Motorsports 02, Team Reum number 2. Number 5 for Tricon was Breidinger. It says plans unknown. Spire 7, plans unknown. I would have to think Grant Enfinger will be back at CR7. Hasn't been confirmed. It says plans unknown.
Yep.
I don't know. I think that series is our biggest question mark in terms
Absolutely.
of drivers. Boy. It's the wild, wild west in the truck series.
Yep.
So I
Should
guess
we
stay tuned on that.
yeah. That'll fill up our news sections between now and Daytona.
Yeah, no kidding. Want to shuffle over and do some little dirt talking?
Yeah.
We'll kind of rip these out. Let's talk some sprint car racing first. I guess we're kind of got these divided up here based on the series. We'll kind of go from there. Kind of start with the high limit because I think they've got more ish news than the World of Outlaw guys. I think, and I think this is the biggest surprise to all of us. One of the 2 biggest surprises, and they're kind of back to back with each other. Casey Kane Racing. No Brad
Yep.
Sweet. Kane hasn't really confirmed what he's going to do. Pursley's going full-time racing with high limit.
Yep.
Semi-unknown young gun. Brad Sweet's gone.
Pursley's been really good on the dirt midget scene.
And then now you have Casey Kane kind of quietly stepping away.
Yep.
I got a big question mark around that camp next year.
It's just, is it good? The performance still going to be there? That's going to be the question.
Correct. And I think the next bullet point, when you look at this next, we would kind of talk about this one. I think this is your title favorite.
Oh, 100%. And this is one that,
Yep. Rico and Tony Stewart Racing.
yep, dangerous.
I think they're going to be hammers.
This has got the Brad Sweet and Case Kane Racing stretch written all over it.
Big time. Pockets are a little deeper. There's a little more knowledge. And let her rip, boys. We're going to go try to win everything.
Yep.
I think hands down, I think you could see him winning both the high limit series.
Yep.
Both the midweek deal and the regular season.
One that also was kind of surprising that came up, Gio Scelzi, full-time, not only with high limit, but with the brand new Spire Motorsports team.
I think that's, I would say, the biggest out of all of them. Not surprised because we've known Spire's been involved. They've always been on the Courtney machine.
Yep.
Um, but I would say the most unknown, but also just one of the more exciting pairs.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Selzy's been around, um, and he's been solid in that bright orange 18 that you couldn't miss. Um, and then you pair him with Spire Motorsports, who Spire's not going to skimp on anything. Um, it, I think that's one of the more unknown, but exciting and looking forward to see how it goes. Pairings.
Yeah, that's a woo to a high limit transition there.
Yep.
Yep.
He was a woo guy for a while, so he's high rolling. Came to the good side. Yeah, I think that's very intriguing. I think we kind of think of intrigue, right? Here's another guy, Tanner Holmes, West Coast guy. He gets a big break. He's going full time high limit racing with Butch Motorsports.
Yep.
His social media following is insane.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
His like how he operates the social media. Obviously, he's worked very hard to get that following. His following is insane.
Yep.
So we'll see. He intrigues me. I think there's going to be some learning curves with the full time racing, point racing.
Yep.
But
Which we said the same thing with Abreu when he did his first season last year, and look at how his sophomore season ended up being.
champion.
It's hard to go against it. And again, we mentioned he's going to be a championship favorite going into year 3.
Yep. A guy that had a rear fairly bad wreck this morning, I guess this morning, Kerry Madsen,
Yep.
Vermeer 55.
Back with the team that ran Knoxville all of last year,
Yep.
going high limit racing after he got a little taste of touring with filling in the Tony Stewart racing car
Yep.
after Donnie Schatz departed.
Yep. So he'll be points racing a full year again too. So
Yep.
I'd be curious to see how he shakes out.
Um,
Obviously Corey Day with his Hendrick deal will be a little more selective in his events, but
yep.
we'll see enough of them. I can promise you that much.
Let's see. I'm seeing if there's anything else here, courtesy of Master Gassers. Seeing if there's anything coming up. I would say one guy you're probably going to see doing a lot of high limit racing, not full time, but a lot of it. James McFadden. He's going to be running the Tarleton 21.
Yep.
He's just going to do 40 to 50 races. So I'm assuming he's going to do the big races, obviously. And then I bet you high limit will kind of fill the rest of the schedule.
Yep. Yeah, those are the big ones on the high limit side. You got some powerhouses with new faces. You got a new face in a powerhouse, and then you have a handful of very intriguing combinations, but are very untested.
Yep.
One of those, I got a feeling one of those count ladder 4 are going to surprise us. Selzy, Holmes, Madsen, or Day, or not? Well, not Day, but those ladder 3.
Yep. Madsen's just a wily veteran.
Yep.
Holmes is obviously a new guy on block, and Selzy's jumping ship.
Yep.
I mean, that's probably your rookie campaign right there.
Yep.
That's probably
That's
your rookie of the year.
I could see Gio getting a rookie of the year.
Yep.
That'd be
That's going to be odd. Gio Selzy being a contending for rookie of the year.
correct. Be weird to say that.
Odds Kerry Madsen being rookie of the year. That's like Dick Trickle getting rookie of the year.
Yep. You know, when you look at the World of Outlaws side, I don't really know that there's a ton of.
There's a couple that we just don't have listed. This one happened before the end of the season at Charlotte last year, but Spencer Baston in that Stenhouse Clausen racing shirt team.
Yep.
Again, this is courtesy of Master Gassers. You have that Shark Racing team, both of those cars going World Outlaws Racing this year, where they were split last year.
Finally making some sense of that. Ashton Torgerson going to run for rookie, and obviously Schuhart going to chase the title.
Yep. I know there was a couple new ones. Let me see if I can find them here.
Scotty Thiel.
Yep, the big deal or the big wheel, Scotty Thiel.
He'll be chasing a rookie title.
Yep. And then
Donnie.
Donnie's back in a car. Yep. He's running for CJB Motorsports.
Which was, funny enough, a former high limit team.
Yep. Bill Baylog, I gotta throw that in there. Confirmed back with the team. Scott Bogucki. He's the Australian running the Three Stooges racing team.
Yeah, that's right. How could you possibly forget that operation?
That's kind of it on the woo side of things. I feel like we're missing something. I don't remember what. Let me do this.
Sheldon Hodgensfield's really the only one that doesn't have anything solidified.
Yeah. One that's still kind of sitting out there. We were talking about, Cam mentioned that Bright 18 car, that KCP car. They're sitting driverless right now, if I remember right.
Yeah, for the most part, it's fairly settled.
Yep. Again, I'm just going through the World Outlaw news right now, just as we're sitting here speaking. Yeah, that's about it. And like I said, I think that KCP ride's still open.
Yep. I guess we'll see. Obviously, on the World of Outlaw side, Gravel's going to be the one to beat.
Yep.
I think the title race for high limits be more intriguing. Because you got to remember, we're not going to hope to God we don't have anyone missing time. You throw Reitzel in there to not miss time. You throw Sunshine Tyler Courtney in there to not miss time. Rico's back better
Crouch
than
is going to
ever.
be there. Brent Marks, he can show up every once in a while. Tanner Thorson came on late at the end of the year. Justin Beck kind of struggled towards the end of the year, but
I think the high limit points battle is going to be more intriguing.
Yep.
I'm not going to hand the World of Outlaws to Gravel, but he's going to be damn tough to beat. And there's a few teams that are kind of unknown just yet.
Well, so the big one for him, there's two of them really that haven't confirmed. Buddy Colfoy, which I don't see why they wouldn't go high or World Outlaws Racing.
Yep, with Roth.
Yep. And then Carson Macedo. He's been a little vocal on that World Outlaws schedule.
Yep.
So he's not confirmed anything yet. His brother Cole's going World Outlaws Racing, but Carson hasn't confirmed anything yet.
Yep.
So
yeah.
So again, take that for what you feel like it's worth.
For sure.
Well,
we want to wrap up with some late model news.
Yeah. And this is going to be your two's wheelhouse there.
Yeah. When you kind of look at the dirt late model world, I feel like for the most part, the big ones have kind of stayed pretty
loyal.
Yeah, loyal when you look at Rocket One and Brandon Shepard and JD with Lance and Darla Landers and Ricky staying with Kohler Motorsports, RTJ, and
Hoffman with Torrig.
Bobby Pierce running his own operation. So I think the big hammers have kind of stayed true. There are some ones that intrigue me, and I think the first one we talk about it, we mentioned the crew chief shuffle. somebody I'm really keeping my eye on this year. It's going to be Josh Rice with the JRR Racing, that former Dalton Wilson ride with Randall Edwards. That team has traditionally followed Lucas with Wilson, so I would expect them to do that, but we'll see. So, it'll be Cheeseburger Eddie and Josh Rice. So, yeah, there are ones that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. You know, when we talk about the guy that left that ride, Dalton Wilson, he's with Big Frog. They have not announced. Obviously, it's still not quite the first of the year. Really have no mention of an intent to follow schedule. Basically, they're just building a stable of race cars and equipment to go racing. So we'll see. But they got some races together at the end of the year, this year in 2025. So
he's kind of one of the guys that you would put on the true outlaw schedule.
Yeah,
as we sit here today. Now, that's not to say he shows up to speed weeks and has a good week and makes a decision after that early March. But, yeah, he's one of the kind of outlaws right now. Another big one, Brandon Overton, not in the Longhorn factory team anymore. Which I can't say I was surprising just the way that went. Overton's good. Things went okay, but I would say not up to either's expectations.
So, and I think for him, taking a little bit of that pressure off and letting him be a little more himself and letting him be a little more hands-on, I think is going to help him.
Yeah. So that was big move for him. And then another savvy vet that we couldn't keep out of the seat long, Chris Madden. He will be in that Infinity house car for Wells Motorsports in 26, coming out of, again, like I said, couldn't keep him out of the seat long. Partial retirement, crew chief, and back in his seat not long after retirement. So Chris Madden will be at a racetrack near you in 26.
And if I remember correct, I believe they're going to be a pick and choose team as well.
Yep.
Pick and choose. So, I mean, why not?
Let him run
what he wants to run.
Correct. And along the pick and choose lines, the old Winfield Warrior, Mikey Marlar, he's hopping back with Delk. They're going to pick and choose as well. And didn't he win? He had a couple races with them. Their reunion already happened here at the end of 25. Did he not win a race? First race back with them?
Yeah, he swept the weekend. It was down south somewhere. It wasn't World Finals. It was down south somewhere. He swept the weekend.
And that team was where Mikey, I don't want to say put himself on the map, but Mikey was the top of his game.
The old blue, white, and yellow 157.
Yep, the old World Outlaws game from 2023 is going to be accurate again.
Yep.
But yeah, that was just never got his footing.
They were doing a lot of that. Skyline team was doing a lot of monkeying around with chassis.
Yeah. So, another one that we kind of talked about a few weeks ago, Corey Hedgecock. He's going to run the Billy Hicks entry full time for a Lucas Oil run. Again, Hedgecock not running his own chassis, so that should be, well, he could.
Not going to be Longhorn.
That's what I thought. That's why I said that. So that'll be intriguing.
And that was a guy that he kind of put himself on the map, his own operation, and running well at some big shows and this BMF chassis, and he was kind of heading the whole operation up, and then he said, sayonara, I'm going Lucas racing with a Longhorn team. So Yeah, I don't know. That intrigues me. I'll be curious to see kind of what that looks like for him. Because that car that he is jumping into won Rookie of the Year with Donald McIntosh on the Lucas Series. That's where Donald won Rookie of the Year.
Another one, another big time name that hasn't made any sort of announcement. Yeah, I'm not even looking. Cody Overton, he hasn't made any announcement.
Yeah.
He's bounced around, been with the World Outlaws. So still waiting on him.
Same with Tanner English.
That Tanner English one is so baffling. With that team going down to Georgia, and he said, "Yeah, I'm not coming. See ya."
He was basically running that team out of his shop. But if you're going to run the World of Outlaws, I would think you'd want to be up here.
Yeah.
He was in Illinois. You're up in Illinois. You're in Minnesota. You're in Wisconsin. You're in Ohio, right? Like,
talk about being in the hub.
Yeah, at some point, yeah, you're going to run down south. Yeah, you're going to run to the Dakotas. That's part of the game. But Benton, Illinois is not that far. 250 miles south of here. You're right in the hub of World of Outlaws country.
Talk about being able to go back to your shop
Yep.
and do your maintenance
Yeah.
on a weekly basis.
Yep. So I don't know. Yeah, that relocation deal and then him just saying no. I mean, when the shop is yours, I don't blame you. It's hard to walk away from your deal. But again, he's followed World of Outlaws a handful of years. He's a good driver.
Yep.
So we'll see. And then kind of two that intrigue me, I think, when you look at it, Bronson has made it known that he's going back racing with Lucas Oil next year.
That's if the old WWE doesn't sign him to a contract.
Bronson 316. Yep. Yep. Yeah, for sure. So it intrigues me. He'll go back Lucas Racing, and then I think this is going to be a deadly combo when you put Anthony Burrows back with RTJ.
That's a Childers with JR, or a Rico with his team, and just how lethal that combination can be.
They were lethal when they were together at SSI. They were damn tough to beat at SSI. So that camp, that 20 RT camp, is going to be wicked next year, I think. So,
and with them going with Lucas Oil, presumably that's where RTJ is racing. With them going back to the traditional point standings.
Hey. Yep.
Could be a long year for everybody.
Yeah, very much so. So those are kind of the big notables on the dirt late model side. Again, not covering everything. Ones that we felt were pertinent to big changes that have kind of brought about conversation of these things. So,
yep.
Cool. Well, I guess as we kind of wrap up silly season 2025, 2026, any final thoughts?
The super late or the asphalt late models is kind of quiet, but I guess maybe that's one we revisit once the ASA season starts.
Yeah, they get racing in February, so they're an early start for the asphalt side of things. So, see what they start to come on with their platinum program announcements.
Yep.
See what that looks like. But yeah. Any other final thoughts as we wrap up the 112th edition of this Tuesday Track Talk?
See y'all next year.
Yes.
Stop.
Speaking of next year, speaking of next week, Next week's going to be the awards ceremony for the year. So we finally got that nailed down. We're thinking 15-ish, 20-ish.
Just random awards.
Yeah, we're going to put together a list. Some are going to be pretty typical middle of the road, as you would expect awards. There might be some that are going to be intriguing, I think. I'm not going to speculate just too much, but I think there's going to be some ones that are going to be surprises.
Yeah. Are we dressing up for this deal, or are we just
No.
show up in our favorite gear?
Yep. So, yeah, next week we'll have the 2025, it'll be 2026, but 2025 awards ceremony, as we've talked about. So that will be our awards for the year. So that'll be coming down the pipeline as well. So be on the lookout for that. So, well, that wraps up the 112th edition of the Tuesday Track Talk podcast. Again, if you're liking what we're doing, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share it, click the like on the social medias. But until then, we'll see y'all next week for the 2025 awards ceremony.